That's right. Welcome back to True Talk Chelsea. Welcome back to our segment called Chelsea Loan Watch, the segment in which we look at the performances of major loanees out from the club. Now, I know that we haven't uploaded a Loan Watch video since over a month now. However, we do assure you all that we will consistently upload a Loan Watch video every week since we have had great feedback with this segment. Before starting the video, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to our channel. We have recently hit 200 subscribers. However, we aim to continue growing. So be a part of the community. Press the subscribe button down below. And now let's get into the video. So now we're going to be looking at the first loanee, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Sanjay, could you speak about him?
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, one of our loanee. He was injured last season, but right now looks like he's back on his track. A decent performance by Ruben Loftus-Cheek against Brighton, a 0-0 result which was acceptable for the boys from Craven Cottage. Even though Ruben Loftus did not stand out in any criteria, he managed a modest amount of passes with great succession. He managed to play decent lateral passes. He also took one shot, even though this is not his best performances, but it's decent for compared to the players playing around him. Even though it seems that he's very long from coming back to the Ruben Loftus-Cheek that was playing with Chelsea, he right now looks promising and is improving his game day by day. Hopefully, he comes back to his full potential and comes back to our team.
Definitely. We saw what Ruben Loftus-Cheek could do in the 2018-19 season, after which he had the horrific injury. However, it does seem that he's returning to his best. And I really hope because he's been one player that I really wanted to see him play week in and week out. However, he's just
He
not the
stood out
same after the
from
injury.
other academy players like at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now talking about academy players, now we're going to be speaking about another English midfielder. One of my favorite loanees, to be very honest. It's about the English attacking midfielder Conor Gallagher. Now, as we know, Gallagher is out on loan at West Brom. West Brom as a club aren't doing that well. They've not had results going their way. They've also sacked the manager and have appointed a new manager for fight against relegation. But Gallagher has often been the best player on pitch for West Brom. And since it's a double game week, we're going to be focusing on two games for Gallagher. The first one of which was against Manchester City, and the second one was against Aston Villa. Now, to be honest, if you've been following the Loan Watch segment, it's often been seen the case that West Brom's overall performance wasn't up to the mark. However, Gallagher was a good part of the performance, and that was the case versus Aston Villa. However, it was completely contrasting against Manchester City, in which it was a complete good team performance from West Brom, which earned them a very well deserved point away at the Etihad. It was an amazing performance from the goalkeeper Johnstone. Talking about Gallagher, he played the entire 90 minutes and he took a shot. He was as good defensively because you've got pace of transition of Manchester City as he was offensively. He won two aerials. He had three interceptions. He was only dribbled past one time, and he was fouled once. He had 22 passes with a good success rate of 72%. So he provided them that enthusiasm and energy going forward, along with tracking back, which every CAM should do. However, most of them avoid that kind of thing, and Gallagher is just a fresh pack of energy, and that's why I rate him so highly, and I really hope that he comes in the first team in the coming time. Second game contrast was versus Aston Villa. This was a terrible performance from West Brom in my opinion, and even Gallagher wasn't at his best that day. Just to read out some stats, he did not take a single shot, which is quite rare, therefore not a goal, neither an assist. Um, he was actually dribbled past four times, even though he made five tackles plus interceptions, and also played an amazing long ball with 27 total passes. His passing success rate in this particular game was particularly high. So it was an improved performance, but football's a team game and you can't really do much when the players around you aren't functioning. So I really hope that Gallagher continues this good form, and I really hope there's a spot for him in the first team next season.
Definitely.
Next, I think we'll talk about a midfielder who's out on loan to Napoli, Bakayoko. Just Sanjay, could you speak about him?
Yes, Bakayoko, the man who fell out of favor in the Chelsea squad. He was bought by Conte for 40 million, but he was not used much. Anyways, Bakayoko played two matches in the last 2 weeks, one against Inter and the next against Lazio. In the Inter, he had fouled once and he had a good passing success rate of 92.3 percentage and accurate one long ball. Even though Bakio played against Inter, okay, like it's a strong team, so but he played a decent amount of passes with brilliant success. But he did a decent game. But we expect more from a player that was bought for 40 million, and I don't see a future for him in the Chelsea team if he plays like this. He did his job, but nothing out of the box to get into the Chelsea team, which already has a very strong or very competitive midfield. And in the second match, he played 64 minutes against Lazio. He had one shot on target, and he had one aerial, tackled once and intercepted once, which is okay performance for a defensive midfielder. He should have, of course, given him more. His passing success rate, though, this time has decreased. It's 81.6% this time. It was a scrappy performance from Bakayoko. Nothing glamorous. High defensive output. Not even high defensive output. It was okay game. A decent amount of passes with great success rate. But and plus he couldn't get the full time. So we are kind of disappointed from him. Don't think so he can get
Yeah.
into the Chelsea team if he plays like this. He must step his game up.
Yeah. Next, we're going to speak about our loanee is out on loan to Sheffield United. Yes, I'm talking about the Welshman Ethan Ampadu. So, followers of this segment alone, what segment would know that Ampadu has impressed us a lot, and he's also been awarded the title of Loanee of the Week, which is a player which we find has performed best every week. So Ampadu, it's been a tough season for Sheffield so far. He's actually played two different positions this season. One's a centre back and the other is defensive mid, which I think is a good point because it offers us some more defensive solidity as well as versatility. With the player, we can always have him as a pivot too, or we can have him as a backup centre back. So I really see a future for this person in our team. Talking about his game numbers versus Manchester United, he won one aerial. He had actually had five tackles put in, and he had three interceptions. He had one foul, one clearances, also had two passes. So that's pretty impressive numbers from the Welshman. Even though I do think he needs to improve his passing success rate, he gets dispossessed or intercepted his passes a bit more than someone of his quality should be. Talking about the next game versus Brighton, it was an even more impressive performance as Sheffield conceded just one goal, which is becoming a bit rare for them now. He won two aerials and three tackles, along with two clearances in the block. His passing success rate again was just 68%. Definitely can be better, but Ampadu has impressed me a lot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a future talent. Maybe we could, if in case Thiago Silva leaves, we can use Ampadu. He's quite. He could we could also use a leadership from him. He's been playing, from such a young age in the Welsh team. He's of course a future talent and a very important talent for Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely. With this, we come to the end segment. It was a relatively short loan watch because the fact that we resuming this segment after a long time, we had taken a break due to some issues at True Talk Chelsea. However, we are back. So let us know about this segment. Also, before leaving, I would like to tell you all that this week we won't be having a loan of the week since we've just discussed four players. However, from next week it will be back to normal. We will have a loan of the week. So Do keep following Chelsea Loan Watch to know about all the major loanees out from Chelsea. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, press the like button, press the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, the bell icon. Do comment what do you think of this segment. Until next time, I will see y'all.